It was the summer of 2024, and my three buddies, Jake, Sam, and Marcus, and I were desperate for a break from our internship at the Kennedy Space Center. We'd been buried in rocket data for weeks, but as star geeks, we craved a night under a pristine sky. We pored over light pollution maps and Google Maps, zeroing in on a remote clearing deep in Tate's Hell State Forest, a swampy, desolate stretch of Florida's panhandle. The name came from an old legend about Tate, a settler who vanished in the swamp in the 1800s, supposedly cursed. We brushed it off. Ghost stories were for kids. We just wanted stars. Our safe haven was an Airbnb, a cozy cabin near Apalachicola, about 30 miles from the forest's edge. After work that Friday, we piled into my Tesla Model Y and Marcus's Mustang, loaded with blankets, snacks, and a telescope. No camping gear since we'd been sleeping back at the cabin. The 7-hour drive from the Space Center was grueling, and we hit the Airbnb late, dropping our bags and grabbing a quick snack before heading back out again. The final stretch into Tate's Hell was brutal. Narrow dirt trails twisting through dense pines and murky wetlands, with air thick with cicadas and the occasional splash of something in the water. With no cell service, we used walkie-talkies to stay connected between cars, with their crackles cutting through the dark. Around 2 a.m., we reached the clearing, tired and buzzing. The sky was unreal. The stars were blazing like they were close enough to grab. We spread out blankets, set up the telescope, and dove in. 15 minutes later, Sam's voice hissed over the walkie-talkie from the Mustang. He said, "Yo, you see that? Headlights." My gut twisted. We turned, and a faint glow crept along the trail we'd driven in on. Out here, 40 miles from the nearest town at 2 a.m. in a massive forest, nobody's just passing by. Whoever was out there was trouble. Jake in the Tesla with me grabbed his walkie-talkie. "Flash them, see what they do." I flicked the Tesla's headlights. 3 sharp bursts. An old pickup truck, rusted and battered, stopped about 100 yards off. No honk or wave or anything. Then we saw them. The shadowy figures stepping out. 2 or 3, hard to tell in the glare. They just stood there, staring. And that's when we heard faint voices, low and garbled, drifting through the swamp. Whispers we couldn't make out. "This is messed up," Marcus crackled over the radio. Sam sounded spooked. Those voices, nobody's out here at 2 a.m. for anything good. I swung my flashlight, but the beam didn't reach, catching only shadows. Those whispers kept going, soft and sinister, making my skin crawl. Jake tried to stay cool. "Maybe locals, but let's move," he said. We agreed over the walkie-talkies to find another spot, but we set a rule. If those lights showed up again, we were racing back to the Airbnb's safety. We turned off the main trail. Anyone following us was after us. We sped a mile down a side trail, found another clearing, and set up fast. Just blankets and nerves. 5 minutes in, Marcus's voice cut through the walkie-talkie. It sounded urgent. "They're back," he said. My heart sank. Those same headlights sliced through the dark, much closer now. Then came a gut punch, an engine rev like they were doing it as a threat. Sam said, "Get us out now." We scrambled into the cars, Jake and I in the Tesla, Marcus and Sam in the Mustang. I floored it, with the Tesla jolting over roots and branches underneath, scraping like claws. Those headlights stuck to us, high beams blinding in my rearview mirror. Jake was on the walkie-talkie saying, "Marcus, you good?" Marcus replied, "Barely, they're right there." We were 40 meters from help, just 4 young, basically defenseless interns. At 2 a.m. in a place called Tate's Hell, you don't meet good people. I pushed the Tesla to its limits, with Marcus close in the Mustang. The trail veered in one direction, and for a second as we turned, the headlights of the truck tailing us vanished. I prayed we'd lost them, but shortly after, they were back. Like they were toying with us, knowing we were trapped. We hit a fork and I swerved left, hoping it led to the main road. The truck followed. Finally, after much more panic and stress, the dirt turned to pavement and a faded highway sign appeared ahead. I glanced back, expecting those headlights, but they were gone. Marcus's Mustang pulled up beside us, and we stopped on the shoulder, panting, just staring into the dark. All we heard in the forest now was just crickets and the crackle of our walkie-talkies. The drive back to the Airbnb was dead silent. We stumbled into the cabin, locking the door, but even that safe haven felt unsafe after what we'd faced. Who were they? We considered some possibilities like poachers or druggies, running something shady, or something tied to those voices in the old tales of Tate's hell. At 2 a.m., in a place like that, nobody's out for a good time. The way they watched us, the way they chased us, without even rushing, it wasn't a prank. It felt like they wanted us to be afraid. We never went back. We don't talk about it. Not at the Space Center, not anywhere. But when I'm driving those lonely Florida roads at night, I think just a little part of me has permanently become more hyper-aware.